Sorry about that. I thought I was running over time. This is going to be quite bad to edit, but at the same time, I've enjoyed it. It's been a good experience. It's been deep and negative, and compelling and interesting, and it's even actually reminded me of a few personal things I need to do. Actually,
more.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, game. You've reminded me of something that I really do need to do.
Good. Always more.
Not the whole more
like
praise thing. I'm not desperate for attention. It was actually more like a personal problem. If you watch my Dust LP, you'll know what it is. Yeah, no, I think that one piece of advice that stood out actually did make sense. I really need to listen to that. So thanks, game. Appreciate that. Makes me a bit sad, but it's also good to sometimes be told the truth, even if it's a bit hard. Anyway, right, let's finish this off then. Sorry about that. Didn't mean for it to get personal, but I suppose that's what this game's good at doing. It's not making it personal per se, but it does inspire, or it can, not aspire, relate to personal things. Ooh, nice train. Chatter and stuff. Well, at least it sounds positive. It's a nice train, by the way.
Solution.
Ooh. Well, for an epilogue, at least it's quite nice. I mean, old Coda didn't have to do this, but it is nice. It's probably going to relate to the prison in some way, but it's a nice prison.
Had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games. Maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
True.
Have told so many people that he was depressed.
Yeah, but then that's how you interpret him, though. And again, that's a poor communicator with him. Maybe he does. Again, the point being is he didn't communicate himself to you very clearly, at least to you. He might have communicated himself clearly to others, but again, it's just a breakdown of communication. You see, all this could have been avoided if communication was just a little bit clearer. But at the same time, communication breakdown is everywhere, on every level of humanity. It's been going on for so long now that it's kind of become a staple. So I'm not going to fault anyone for this. I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We do fail to communicate and fail to listen. And I will admit, I personally am not a very good listener. Probably because I choose not to be, maybe. At least I suppose I can try to be honest with that.
The disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Well, just stop. It's not up to you what people think of him or you. I don't know. Ooh. Oh dear. Blackness. So yeah. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh god, I would not want to be trapped here. Blimey, this is claustrophobic. Oh god, no. This would be like a personal hell for me. Oof. I'm not actually claustrophobic, but it's got that feeling of suppression and compression. You know, like you're being squeezed in and there's nothing you can do.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
But Coda can? Is that why Coda does what he does and he doesn't want anybody to know about it? Because he doesn't need external... that word that you just said? Validation, that's the one. He just doesn't need it, and that's why you're so obsessed with him, because you're trying to, with that person, make out that he's struggling with external validation, because so many of us do, including myself, that he just doesn't. He's just perfectly content at making games of prisons. That's his validation. He doesn't need external validation. The validation he gets is internal, and that's enough. That's possible. In which case, fair play to him, you know. But then again, that's his bacon, his candle, his boat, his beef joint, his Cuban cigar, his Taylor port, whatever sort of luxurious spice-like substance or thing that you have. Yes, and maybe you do.
I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Okay,
I have a lot that I need to make up for, so I'm just gonna...
Alright.
Okay.
I'll see you later, old chum. Have a good one. Don't get too depressed though, okay? You know, at the end of the day, you've realised that you've made a cock-up or an error in something, and now you've got a chance to do something about it. In the meantime, where the hell am I? I'm completely lost now in this world. Oh boy. Oh well. Very Talos Principle-esque, you know. I don't know if this game came before the Talos Principle or afterwards. Probably before. After. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Point being is, it's very nice though. Alright then. So, gonna make the most of this then. Kind of reminds me of Call of Cthulhu slightly, with the architecture. Like, there's like a passage where in H.P. Lovecraft's short story of Call of Cthulhu, it's like broken into 3 parts, and in the 3rd part there's like this boat and this sailor, and they end up on this island with impossible geometry and these weird, strange blocks of weird slate-like stuff. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And Cthulhu is probably down here somewhere. Cthulhu. Can I? Ooh, wow. Can I? Oh, I can't go down there. Oh, why not? Boo! I guess we've got to go down the Thing of Doom. Fine, we'll go down the Thing of Doom then. Probably go down to Cthulhu. Maybe that's what this whole game's about. Cthulhu. Fair enough then, Cthulhu. You have won. I shall give myself unto thee, so that you may rise from the depths of the earth's surface and reign supreme with your Cthulhu powers. Ah, fine. Whee! Plop. Well, this is a very boring interpretation of Cthulhu. I was expecting some sort of tentacle-like monster with a squid-like face. Not Squidward, though, but you know what I mean. Do I wait and go back up there, or I wonder if it'll stop? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it stops. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, back at the train station again. It's so peaceful, though. So weird. I like it. I wonder if this just goes on forever now, and like we can just stop the game now because there's like absolutely nothing left now. This is just a big prison, and the game will just keep cycling over and over and over again until you stop playing. Oh, that'd be interesting. Very abstract, but it'd be very interesting. Oh no, is that beam thing up ahead? I think it is. Fine. It's the beam thing. Is that thunderstorms? There's no clouds up there. Dunno. Okay. Walking into the lights. Are we gonna? Trouble is, are we gonna like float up there? It's not gonna glitch on us, is it? God darn it! No death. Oh wow! Oh well, that's trippy. I'm so sorry for the poor frame rate. I think there's something running on in the background of my computer. Wow. Jesus, that is one striking image. Look at that. That is so cool. Is this Coder's masterpiece? What do they call it? Oh, what's that word called? It's a foreign language. I forget what it's called. Piece de la Resistance, something like that. I can't remember that. Magnum Opus, that's the one. This must be Coder's magnum opus. Cool. I like it. I like it. Right, I think what people need to do now is like stop the video and then like get a pencil and start trying to work their way through the maze now. That'd be impressive. That'd be cool. Just get a pencil out and a paper and tracing paper and it's like, right, I've got to stop. So we start here, we need to work our way. For R. Breaking the fourth wall.
You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going.
By making a huge maze.
The cave goes for miles.
It's a
miles and miles.
it's a pretty big cave.
And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong.
'Cause you forgot your sleeping
So
pills.
turn back,
'Cause
turn back.
if you don't, then you will forget chocolate. Okay, well, there you go. That was the beginner's guide. Basically, one big giant journey into forgetting the fact that you forgot your chocolate and you need to turn back and grab it before you carry on. Yeah, that was an interesting story. I liked that. I mean, there's a lot of things you can interpret from it, and it's very abstract, and I have to admit, I quite enjoyed it. Not quite at the same level as the Stanley Parable, but it was more of a personal story than the Stanley Parable, so I guess, with Stanley Parable, it's kind of universally appraised because, or you can relate to it, anybody can, because it's like a central story, it is what it is, whereas this one is a very personal journey. And it's very interesting, and I have to admit, it was quite a nice experience. And well, okay, sometimes it was a bit sad and a bit negative, but I liked that. I don't think it's worth £6.99 though. Again, I know it was gifted by Henk, so Henk, thank you very much for gifting me this. It was a very powerful, emotional experience, and I'm very glad to have played it. And it was an honour to play it because you gifted it to me. So thank you again. I'm not knocking that or anything, not at all. I'm just sort of trying to gather my thoughts on the whole thing, and yeah, overall, it was just a journey into someone's life, or someone's events, and it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I mean, I wouldn't play it again, and I wouldn't call it a game. Just more of a sort of interactive narrative type thing, and even then, there's not really that much interaction in it, but there is some. But it's a medium to tell a story, basically, and you could categorise it as a game because obviously you need a controller or a keyboard and a screen, blah 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 blah. So yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I my own sort of idea of a game is my own idea of a game, and I know it's very similar to what most people's idea of a game is, and so I'm not going to go into a massive long rant about what's a game and what's not a game, because that's not what we're here for. What we are here for is the fact that I think overall that was a lovely, very sad, very personal story that was told there, but not necessarily by the developer himself. It could be a personal thing from his past and life, who knows, I don't know. Or it could just be something he's imagined and he's just put himself as the main character. I forget what type of storytelling that is. But yeah, I think overall that was really neat. I think the thing I liked most about this game was the abstract ideas, like the abstract backgrounds and the designs and choices of textiles. That kind of, basically the design, the artistic design of the game was really cool. It had a really massive impact on me in quite a nice way, and I enjoyed it. And I have to be honest, I haven't I don't go and visit art installations or really take a lot of time out to sort of appreciate art as a form of expression. I mean, I know art is a form of expression, of course, for the most part anyway, but yeah, after playing this, I'm like, yeah, I might want to go down and look at other people's art, look at other people's expressions and stuff, other works that people have done to express themselves. I might pay a bit more attention to that in the future. Not because I think, I can understand, but only because it's nice to share other people's it's nice to get to know other people's opinions and expressions and ideas, and I've always liked that. I've never been afraid to listen to other people's ideas or see other people's points of view. I won't say I'm very good at it, but I like to think that I am aware that I do it and make an effort to do it. And of course, as a human, some ideas I like better than others, some I don't, some I will agree with, some I won't agree with, some I'll argue, some I'll take on board and be convinced by. That's human life, isn't it? At least from as far as we understand anyway. So yeah, but I think overall that was a lovely little journey. I liked that, and although it was very sad at the end, and I sort of began piecing it together already, I kind of clued in as to where the game was going to go. It was interesting. It was good. I enjoyed that. So thank you again, Henk, for gifting me that. It was a nice little side LP there. I might get it all uploaded today, don't know, but there you go. Right, so with that done, and now with the rest of my day marred with deep thinking once again. So if you were trying to make me overthink even more, Henk, mission successful. How this is going to affect my performance in the Talos Principle, I don't know. I'm going to be there for a while. Oh boy. With that done, can I say thank you very much for watching if you have done. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll see you in the next video, I hope. And yeah, take it easy, have a good one, hope you're all well, and I'll see you around. Oh, and by the way, Davey, you made £6.99 for every copy of Coda's game you sold to people in order to share his work. So although it turns out that you were the one who was actually at fault, you still made a killing out of it, so it can't have been all that bad. Idiot.